OCD is a monster, and it's a monster that you gotta beat. And unless you're really looking forward to beat this monster, you're not gonna beat it. Because the only thing that works for OCD is really to grind it down to the ground. You gotta kill that monster. How do you kill a monster? You kill it by going against your anxiety, doing whatever it hates you to do, and doing that all the time. Abramovich, who's my Abramovich, who's my favorite, one of my favorite therapists for OCD, says that you got to live the ERP lifestyle. And ERP means exposure and response prevention. It literally means that you are exposing yourself to whatever OCD tells you is super scary, and then you do response prevention, which means that you prevent your standard responses, which are safety responses, which are escaping responses. So you kill two birds with one stone, because not only do you expose yourself to that fear, which OCD is telling you, oh, you cannot do that, don't do that, never that fear, anything else but not that fear, but you also prevent your usual responses, which is what is a response that you normally do? It's you fleeing away. It's you, yes, maybe facing that fear, but then running away. And that's what you got to stop doing. And you gotta stop doing it today. You gotta stop doing it now. You gotta unlock what I call your inner warrior. And this is what this video is gonna be all about. Your inner warrior. Inner warrior. That's what we will talk about today. Brace yourself. Inner warrior, to me, is a concept that was originated by Carl Gustav Jung, and namely Robert Moore. Robert Moore was a student of Carl Gustav Jung who kinda went crazy, according to, his contemporaries in psychology, because he went really deep into what he called archetypes. And archetypes are pretty much like parts of your psyche that are helping you in some ways. That's a really short way to describe it. And warrior is an energy of anger. It's an energy of just energy itself. It's the opposite of apathy. It's the opposite of laziness. Warrior has enemy, it knows its enemy, and it wants to kill it. It wants to destroy it. It wants to win over that enemy. And warrior is a word that comes from the word war, which means contest between parties carried on by force of arms. And that's not how many people view OCD. So many of us, or not even OCD, just any mental health disorder in general, so many of us are just like, yeah, well, I have this disorder, let me take this pill, let me do that. There's no war, there's no contest carried by force of arms whatsoever. And there's no soul. There's no soul in these people's recoveries. You're going to struggle for your recovery. It's going to be a struggle that is worth writing books about, that is worth making a movie about. That's what your warrior wants. It's waiting for such a struggle your entire life. It's waiting to prove itself. It's waiting for a challenge. And yet what do? OCD again. Oh my God. Oh my God. The warrior is connected to some higher force. Just like in The Alchemist here, which is a book about a guy who's kind of almost like led by life to his treasure, to his glory, to fulfill his destiny. That's what your inner warrior believes in. It believes in these things, in your inner destiny, because why? Because he believes that he's led to victory, to beat this monster, to beat this dragon, to beat this thing. And you need to think in these ways, because if you don't think of these things, if you never just, hear something about war, if you never get into this deep world of mythology, and you're always just very, psychotherapy this, psychotherapy that, and I'm saying this as a psychologist, you will not wake up the warrior, most likely. The best people that I've seen who have this warrior archetype, as Robert Moore, my beloved psychologist, framed it, were people who watched, one guy comes to my mind, I call him the Viking, and whenever I talk about him to my other clients, GDPR safe, I just say, hey, I had this client, I call him the Viking to myself, and he just loved this TV show, The Vikings. And guess what? Just like Robert Moore predicted, if you do things that make this energy grow in you, this warrior quality, like watching TV series called The Vikings, well, you will make this archetype larger in you. You will wake that energy up. And it's true. There is that part of you who is fighting, who hates what OCD did to you, and who wants to fight back, who wants to give anxiety back to OCD, who's like, you know what? You tell me don't touch that, I'm gonna touch it. Just in spite of you, because I have enough of what you did to my life. And frankly, I wrote a book about OCD in my native language. I'm finishing my second book right now that's going to be in print, and then I'm going to release also in English. And all my tryings, and I think there are very few YouTubers who had, for example, disorder like I had from 7 years old, fully diagnosed for this long. All my tryings in attempts to heal myself always led back to this warrior archetype. When I'm not fighting my disorder, maybe it's just me, but I'm not feeling like I'm maybe even alive. I just need a good fight. I love this quote by Charles Bukowski, who said, and you will love this too, I believe, who said that it's the only good fight there is. That's what he said. Hey, it's the only good fight there is. You will be alone with the gods, and the nights will flame with fire. You will ride life straight to perfect laughter. It's the only good fight there is. We need that good fight. And what is a good fight? Whatever you make out of it. Whatever you have. Maybe, you know, for us, people with mental health disorders, well, we know what is our good life. Sorry, good fight. It's to fight that which destiny dealt us with. It's our card that we've been dealt with by the card dealer. And hey, God, universe, destiny, life, you name it. But here we are. Are we going to play with that card, or are we going to be like, oh no, let's live in some different reality where I have some different card. Let's get away with it quick. That's not warrior archetype. That's not going to move you forward. And this is life. This is the only life you have. You need that warrior in order to accomplish stuff. You can live without it. I know people who don't have that warrior from my family. Some people, and they're very apathetic. They're very, oh no, they're very like depressed. They have not just depression, but almost like anhedonia. They don't like joy in life. They're like, oh, they don't feel it. They're like, oh, this thing again. Warrior is your opposite. It's like vigor, mission. It's you taking life by the horns. And how does warrior wake up? It needs enemy. And what gives you an enemy? Having a mental health diagnosis. There you go. There you have an enemy. You can literally look for a therapy for that given disorder, schizophrenia, bipolar, OCD, and that's your road for your warrior to apply himself or herself in. And that's why I'm lucky to have OCD, because that's what woke up my inner warrior. That's why I have mission, sense of purpose, sense of just, I have so much purpose. I could literally, there are people down the street, I could go down, I could be like, hey, here's some purpose, and here's for you, and here's for you. And I'm not saying they don't have it, but I just know that I have literally so much purpose that I could be literally, yeah, hey, here's some purpose. Want some? $5, not much, Well, that was kind of disgusting. But anyway, let's move on with the video and let's forget I've ever done that. So that's your warrior, and that's one of the qualities that you need for your recovery. Wake it up. We're going to talk about some other qualities that you need, because there are more archetypes. There's king, magician, warrior, lover. No one uses those for recovery. But there are people out there that I know are into mythology. They like Lord of the Rings. They're kind of nerdy like me. And hey, even if you're not nerdy, the best thing of why I did some of the hardest exposures very fast in my recovery journey, the only kind of answer is because I was into this stuff. I wasn't just into classical, oh, here's, OCD is in the brain and it's all about serotonin and, we gotta just, okay, so how to change this chemical imbalance in the brain, because that's all it is. No, I was always like, hey, OCD is a monster. There's a really good video that always resonated with me. It's called OCD is a Monster, and it's on TEDx. And now, I'm not going to look it up now, but it's mom's talking about, I think she's a psychiatrist, her mom, and she's talking about how her daughter is suffered from hit and run OCD and how it's a monster. And so you got to wake up your inner warrior. And the way to wake it up, watch movie shows. I've always, one of the things that woke it up in me was black rap. Because I was a guy from Eastern Europe and I started listening to black rap. And it was always about freedom and fighting to get to freedom. And oh, my people suffer and my people suffer. And growing up with drugs and alcohol, and mom, uh, had to, like, I don't know, sell drugs, and that was in prison. And that's what motivated me, because there was a common theme, which was freedom. And what is a freedom? It's not just being free, it's even the purpose, the wanting, the intention to get free, the mission to get free. That's what invigorates me. That's what gives me my life energy. What gives me purpose. I don't even like that word purpose. It's just mission. It's like, let's do that. That's what I live for. That's all my cells are woken up when I hear the word freedom. And that's what was in that black rap. Why? Because they all struggled. Hey, I'm dealing with the enemy. Ain't no boat. I don't know what they rap in there, right? I'm a guy from Eastern Europe. Let's not do black rap, Paul, because that's, I'm not, something tells me I'm not going to be very good in it. Um, that woke up the warrior energy. You need that warrior quality. If you don't have it, you'll be like this in life. Oh, damn, another thing. And that's not going to help your recovery, but even life. And this is crucial. This is the most important thing, because I am a creator of what I call transformative therapy. And I made a video about it, but I don't think I've uploaded it on English YouTube yet. I've uploaded it on Czech YouTube, which is my native language. And transformative therapy is all about the refusion. It's kind of like a movement in psychotherapy, which is all about a refusion of just take your pills and do this. And it's nothing against pills. I love pills for those people who really need it. But it's kind of changing approach from, oh, I'm going to watch Harry Potter tonight because, he's the, why do you like the movie? He's this guy, and he's just like, he found out his parents were killed by this evil wizard, and he lives in an attic under the stairs, and he's having this really hard time with his, foster family, and they really bully him, and, but he finds out about this wizard, this most evil wizard in the world. He's out to kill the 11-year-old guy, and he already killed his parents before. And, and okay, so, well, wait a second. What do you love so much about that movie? That sounds horrible. That sounds like a horror show there. Well, but it's so exciting. These people who say that, they have their very own Voldemort in their mental health disorder, and yet they may be the first people who are like, oh, let me get this pill for, oh my god, let me and this pill, oh my god, it has to stop. It's so terrible. I need a normal life. I need a comfort life. I need the life that I had. And that's why I created transformative therapy, because I was like, stop. OCD is the best thing that happened to me. I can truly say that. It literally saved my life, because it gave me so much purpose. It woke up my warrior in me, because Robert Moore said that in order to have this warrior quality, this warrior archetype, as he called it, in you, you need to have an enemy. If you don't have an enemy, it's not going to come up. It's not going to wake up. And it's so much energy that it gives you. And it's anger. And I know it sounds very abstract what I'm talking about. And there were many points in my life where I was doing better with OCD, for example. And I thought, oh, this was such a bullshit. These concepts of warrior and stuff. But the deeper I am on my own road, the more I get back to these concepts, and I know that this is why I got better, and I know that these concepts are so important, and no one talks about them, and it's not even important if someone talks about them. I'm not doing this for the clicks. I'm doing this because this really resonates with me, and that's what transformative therapy is about. It's about you transforming yourself through Voldemort, through hard things, through hard shit happening to you, like disorders and bad mental health, and using that to, not even using that, that's your journey. Like Stoic said, that's your destiny. The obstacle becomes the way. That's it. That's how you learn all the lessons that you need in life. And what is life? Life is lessons. What are lessons? Okay, this is how to live. Okay, this is what to do. Okay, this is what life is about. This is what I'm here to learn. This is what I'm here to get to know. Oh, this principle and this thing. Oh, and if I fight this thing, it's actually better, because I do the opposite. I'm like, okay, give me even more anxiety. Okay, and if I stop constantly reassuring myself, okay, that's good too. And, or with anorexia, if I stop eating, these lessons of acceptance and where to fight, where to not fight, how to live the good life, that's what it's all about. And obstacle is the way. You're not going to learn these lessons without obstacles, with comfortable, oh, with comfortable life. There are no lessons with that shit, with comfortable life. So you need that, you need journey, you need that, which for what you watch movies for, which is struggle. It's paradoxical because it's struggle, but that's what's exciting for the viewer. That's why you watch the movies. And the same goes for your life. And your inner warrior is not going to wake up where it's not exciting for him, where it's so comfortable that there's not even an enemy to beat. So, and that's what transformative therapy. Therapy means healing, and transformative means it changes you. Your struggles change you. Your disorder change you. Your OCD will change you. Your anorexia will change you. Your bulimia will change you. Whatever you suffer with. So, I hope you liked this video. And now go watch some black music, mother. Okay, that's not appropriate for psychologists, is it? So I'm not gonna finish it. But let's go watch some movies that are gonna bring this energy up, and let's just go listen to some black rap, man or woman. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please make sure that you click on that thumbs up, and that you leave a comment down below or put on a subscribe, and I'll see you with some other video, and have a good one.